Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good evening. Sean X coming at you here. It is your late night money. As we look at Wednesday, 31st of January. YouTube channels winning free picks. There's a poll question. Sean Haig's YouTube channel. There's a poll question as well. Enjoy the poll question. On the X, formerly Twitter, Mr. Sean Higgs, come give me a follow. I posted some Wednesday looks for you. If you want to check that out. And as always, two days in a row with the 12:02 freeze. What's going on? So again, sorry for so midday Monday had some things I had to take care of, so there was no show today. No, you know me. I try to be here all the time when something comes up. Heck, my dad died. I was doing a show the next day, so sometimes I got to take care of some things. I try to be here every day for you. Anyway, I was talking about the podcast form. Check it out. Just type in Midday Money, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to your stuff, your podcast. Hopefully, I'm a podcast you're starting to listen to. There you go. Hit the like button. Said that before. Picks posted. Today's videos bad. Well, actually, from last night's picks and on Twitter, the look headline picks. Who do we have today? We had a Ball State loser. A Texas Tech was a loser as well. Couldn't cover. I mean, they were there for some of the game, and then terrible ending there. We had Mississippi State +2, losing by 4, and we got Gonzaga. Maybe we could salvage Gonzaga tonight. We'll see what happens. My premiums, we had a couple of them here. Texas Tech and Ball State had VCU. Syracuse fails to cover by a point there. The Texas Tech game, as I mentioned, K-State gets rolled. Nova, bad. Illini, good. What are we going to do? We just move on to the next day, right? Rear view mirror behind us. Let's move forward to the next day. Under Jazz was a winner in the video versus the New York Knicks. Let's talk about Wednesday, though. St. John's money line. I'm a Johnny guy. Johnny 5. Anybody remember Johnny 5? Terrible Steve Gutenberg movie. Oh, Johnny 5. Short circuit. Anyway, St. John's will take the money line here versus Xavier. This game here, not that, and I want to say, because the standpoint of in today's the Tuesday stuff, Nova, Ball State, K-State, Indiana, Mississippi State was a short line, Colorado State short line. You take a home team. I feel like if you're going to do that, you got to take them all. Either way, it would have went 2 and 3 there because Indiana won. Mississippi would have got you to win. The other one's lost. I was on the losing sides there. I talk about picking and choosing kind of spots like that. I'm going with the road one in this spot. We'll see how we make out. That sounds weird to say that, but I don't. I like the Marquette Nova game. I think I even said last night I was reading an article about how they're down on a Nova coach, and I was like, you know what? Should just unload on Marquette. They've played good. They've beaten good teams, but it's like, yep, kind of circle the wagons. We need a win. St. John's Xavier game isn't really like that. I mean, Xavier wasn't expected. I didn't expect them middle tier, lower level. Big East team, St. John's, a little higher expectations with the new coach and bringing some guys in. I think this is where you kind of see them get their flow, get their rhythm. They need a win. Let's go. Georgia, here we go. I got a doggy action here. And Alabama, you know we like Alabama. I'm high on Bama. This line's moving up. It's 5.5. It's probably 6.5 by tomorrow morning. When I put these plays out, when I wrote them in, it was 5.5. I see sixes out there right now. I think Bama's a really good team. Am I shocked this line went up? No, no. I'm just I'm going with the home team here. Georgia again. Are they the better team? No. That's why they're probably by game time tomorrow. They'll be a 7-point dog. I'm still taking the Bulldogs here. I know you want some faves, so here we go. Kentucky. I will take Kentucky. Kentucky's a team, much like your Alabama, Auburn, although so Tennessee get picked off at home as a huge fave. Uh, I'm high on Kentucky. I'll lay the 6 here. Let's go. UConn. Here's another program. I said, what are we talking about? Who I thought would be a championship Final Four type team. UConn was at the top of my list. I'll lay it here. It's a big number. I understand. I don't know. Just no thank you with Providence here. And we'll go a little smaller A-Sun, North Florida versus Lipscomb. And we'll take the Osprey here in the pick 'em. A triple header of NBA. Not one, not two, but three. Cavs under versus Detroit, 228.5. Pelly's minus 2.5. Yes, we are taking a road team here. Rockets off a nice big win over the Lakers. And we'll take Minnesota. Big double-digit favorite here over the Mavericks. And that's one of those lines where it's like, wow, why would you take the Mavericks and 13.5? 13.5 tells me all I need to know of who's probably not going to play or play a quarter or something. 13.5. Yeah, little odd to me there be that high. Let's see how everybody's doing tonight. Team Money's in the house. Hello, my brother. Some fool who stinks at sports betting at South Carolina plus 830 money line. Team Money getting it done. And Wyoming plus 3.5 in late action. How is that Wyoming doing there? A little YO in the Mountain West. Wyoming gets it done versus Air Force. He said that today. He said, let's take Wyoming plus 3.5. Air Force stinks. Well, I was a little concerned that what's the Wyoming thinking if their Air Force stinks and they're getting 3.5? Excellent. Plus 3.5. Shocked Team Money. Although knowing Team Money, I'm sure he had a little Wyoming money line. Nick Nasty's hitting the like button. Thank you, Nick Nasty. Yeah, nice hits. Good hits. And he did say that today. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Nick, he says. Georgia outright tomorrow, I do believe. Well, don't jinx me. After you cash a 13-point dog money line. Don't come in here and mess up my Georgia pick. I am well, King D. Tough night. VC killed me plus 4. Yeah, blew a 20-point lead. Who's that? VC? Is this you're supposed to be talking VCU here? Is that the game you're? I don't know if it's VC or TC. VCU didn't cover that 4.5. I thought it was a win. VCU. Oh my goodness. You did some time off away. You work too much, so it never stops. Yeah, no, I has to do some things. I'm not. I don't think you can't take off when you bet for a living. Carl's in the house. What do you say, Carl? Good to see you. It's been a minute. 101 college basketball. Illinois minus 2.5. Lost Ball State. It's all right. Little juice. Never hurts. YO smacked Air Force. Yes, they did. Good. Yeah, he's good at betting. He loves it. He catches those money lines. He hits them. I mean, there are some losers there, but they're sporadic enough where he wins money. Nick, I love for someone around with you. Yeah, you do a good job, Team Money. I tell you that. I know this is learning. Takes a while, Nick. It's not easy. There'll be highs and there'll be lows. You just got to ride them out. I hate the Lakers, and Embiid looks 99. Yeah, Embiid. MVP Embiid. Sure. Sure, he's the MVP. You'll find that's the thing. It takes a bit, and you'll find yourself, as T Money says here, Nick, you'll have like a little niche. You'll be like, all right, I'm doing all right here. And um, just take it slow. How confident are you UConn -3? David DeMartin wants to know. I'm confident enough that I put in a chat, Dave. I don't put a game in here unless I think it's going to win. I don't just throw a game up to say, hey, let's put a game in the chat. You're newer. You're on the X watching. A lot of people in the chat here been here for a while, a couple years. They'll tell you. I don't put games in here just to, hey, let's put a bunch of games just to put a bunch of games in. Do not do that. Team Money says Marquette team total was 70.5. That's too much of a scaredy cat to take Marquette since they just played. I mean, it was one of those lines that, hey, I'll lose with taking Villanova in that spot because it's if you're worried about one game, you're not going to last bad. You're not, because that's a spot over the course of the season. You're going to win more than you lose. You'll win more than you lose in that one. I sort of like Marquette, like I can't do it. And I should have, because the day before I had Illinois in that spot. I had Illinois again today in a spot like that. Short fave. Thank you, Nick Nasty. 2T Money. Did you bet San Jose? No, did not bet San Jose. What is going on, San Jose? This was we were talking about on the ice tonight, San Jose. Jesse brought up a good point on San Jose plus the minus 140 on a puck line. Yeah, I gotta write that down. That's gotta be something I gotta keep going forward for the second half. San Jose puck lines home. Yeah, gotta make a note of that. King D with a South Florida on a lean tomorrow. South Florida. I don't hate South Florida tomorrow. I might have actually even bet on myself. Jake is in the house. Good evening. T Money. Florida revenge spot is tempting. Yeah, I mean, Florida revenge spot is you're playing Kentucky, a team that's 25 to 30 wins every year. How is this a revenge spot when they've won 9 out of 10 games? What kind of revenge is that, T Money? I mean, is it you're in a dogfight at home? And I think I had Florida in that game. They were favored. I'm 99% sure that I had Florida in that game with you. But tough to be in a revenge spot when a team's beating you 9 out of 10 times. And let's see, how do they beat you on the road? Win by 5 on the road, win by 23 on the road. Gators with a win on the road. 6-point win on the road. 7-point win on the road. Excuse me, 9-point win. 9-point loss. They lost on the road. 2-8 ATS. So actually, on the flip side of that, the Gators are 6-4. How in the head-to-head? They are 8-2. I'm sorry, 6-4 is the total to the under. Florida is 8-2 ATS run in the series. Is that right? Kentucky covers there. Kentucky covers 2. Kentucky covers 3. Oh, they're 8-2. Kentucky is right. That has to be. How is it? They can't be 2. Why is its cover says it's backwards? Kentucky's own these guys. I'm not tempted on that game. Michael says horrible night. K-State did not show up. They killed the over 2. Nova stinks. VCU blew a huge lead. Q stinks. Tech didn't cover. Colorado State and NC State lost all my big wagers. I used to, you know who I had tonight, Mike. I'm with you on these games here. Just talked about. I thought VCU covered. Marked it down as a win. VCU at the bed. Yep. Mississippi State should have covered with 3 seconds left, down 2. The guy missing the first free throw and then tried to intentionally miss air balls the second. Foul miss by 4. That's a bad Tuesday night. What am I gonna do? It's a bad Tuesday. T-Money, I need your skills with totals. It's suspicious you are so good at it. Well, s college basketball totals, I didn't realize I've had this many college basketball now, NFL totals is one thing. NFL just as a whole, I'm gonna do well at. I fancy myself as pretty good at betting NBA sidear totals. Doesn't make a difference. But college hoop totals, I mean, shockingly, I didn't even think I had this many. I am 21-15, which well, that's not that good. Well, it's 58%, and that'll put 58%. Put a little money in your pocket. And I didn't even think I had that many. I thought I had maybe 15 total, but sometimes I find one or two. They're few and far between, though, obviously, because I'm 224 and 210 or whatever I am on sides, which is barely. I'm 52%. I'm 52%, and after today I'm going to be down probably a little bit. But I was right. I was up a little bit coming into tonight. Now I'm going to be down, but it's all right. It's one day. Fordham plus the 2.5. You like Fordham versus Richmond there? Little home doggy? King D wants to take the Rams. I may have to take New Mexico tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, they've just been destroying teams at home. And and I like to say, right, you just can't say, well, just because this happens, X to Y equals Z. But, I mean, look, 44 at home, 13, 18, 17. What's this one? 34, 13. And here comes Boise. They got a 4-point win on the road, 8-point win in Nevada. San Jose, not impressed there. But, here's a Washington State loss. And then you see a line of near double digits. I mean, open at 9.5. What's that about? It's like they're begging you to take Boise, a Boise team who covers in the series. But I don't know. That's as much as I see those lines where I go opposite. Looks like they're banging. Like, oh, look at Marquette. It's a pick'em versus Villanova, who's reeling. I take Nova in that spot. I see a game like this where it's like, wow, I'm getting all these points. Looks too good to be true. Maybe it is. Maybe you catch a South Carolina like you did tonight against Tennessee. Michael B says, I don't care. College basketball. Santa Clara plus 12.5. One on sprinkle. They got the monster last time they played St. Mary's. That was off their Gonzaga win. Mary's has a trip to the Kenlon. There's a good look. All right. So we got Claire on the road. Let's see. They got San Diego. Nobody on deck. They've won 3 in a row. Versus some cuppies here. Pepperdine, Portland, Pacific. Mary's off a tough game versus Marymount. 5-point game. I mean, that Pacific game was a joke. Gonzaga on deck. Yeah. Clara. Good look. The pen is out. I'm going to look at Clara myself tomorrow. I like it, Mike. Be like Michael. They're superhuman at home. They're ridiculous. Yeah, the Pit's that's always been good forever. They had a little rough patch, but they do a good job. I was scared of the line to bet Illinois. I had them. Hockey 0-0 to San Jose game getting minus the 140. Yep. The last 3 one-score games at the OT shootouts. You know what? Let's see. Let me get live in this game here. I mean, well, my thing's got plus 130 for the Sharks. Michael B says, I have the Sharks one line $200 tonight. I'm already down 1,500. What's another hundo? Hey, it's battle back. Little at a time. Little at a time. You have a bad day. You probably go to OT tonight, but I took the money line. Yeah. Kind of want UAB here versus North Texas. North Texas got two big wins. Can they come home and beat UAB? Let's head out to the Athletic. All right, North Texas. We got UAB off a Memphis win. North Texas coming off a tough FAU loss. They beat the SMU here in the pick'em. We had them in that spot. Took care of Temple, Tulane, Wichita, all here. Arlington. And UAB again on the road. Lost to Charlotte. Lost to FAU. Beat San Antone. Huh. What do we got in this game? Still a 7 here. I don't know. I do not know. I'm with you on the UAB. 7 looks. Are they just rolling in because they're off the win over? I'm gonna bet you on UAB there. I just kind of feel Florida, Kentucky probably wins. If Florida got a team like to catch on, but it could go either way. I understand the feelings like that. I feel the same way at St. John's. There's no particular. I'm like, you know what? I just feel St. John's is winning this one. So I understand sometimes you just feel like, Kentucky's going to get there. Florida, in that case, Florida's going to get there. Robert likes Tulsa minus a 1.5. Where are they on my sheet? Where's Tulsa? Tulsa. Oh, against Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. The old Shockers. And they've been shockingly bad. I don't hate it. You're home. You want to take them here. I don't hate it. I mean, Wichita's won 3 in a row in the series here. Beat them in their conference tournament last year. Beat them in Tulsa by 9. Beat them in Wichita. Tulsa with a rare win. And then you have 8 straight. I mean, they've won 8 and 9 versus Tulsa. You beat Rice on the road. San Antonio dropping 100 on. Tulane 87. Just a couple losers on the road. Bad game in ECU, 57 points, but that was off of a close loss to Memphis. I think we had Tulsa that game, 78-75. I don't hate taking Tulsa in this spot. I mean, Wichita State's off a big win. I mean, any win they have is big, but when you're on a 8-game losing streak, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight losses, and you beat SMU as a 5-point home dog. Nice win for them. Feeling a little good. I'll ride with you on Tulsa, Rob. New Mexico line's crazy. They're laying 9.5 to Boise. That's more than they were versus Nevada. I think Boise's better than Nevada. I mean, really, that's a wacky line. That's why it's like not that they're auto plays, but you look at it like, yikes, what is that about? Definitely raises an eyebrow, and you put a little mark next to it, like, what's going on with this line? Like the Tennessee line, 13. I'm thinking to myself, 13. Right? South Carolina's played decent. They that bad? You look at their head-to-heads, and I was with Ross and Jesse this morning doing a show on the Winter Circle. I'm like, how the heck? It looks like a little too many points, right? The team's 17-3, whatever they are. I'm like, maybe it should be 20 because Tennessee's beating them by 40 game. How are they? You brought up boy, exactly. Better than Nevada. ECU in South Florida. I like South Florida. I know, and the line's up here. It's 2.5. It was a 1 early. Now it's 2.5. I'm gonna go Bulls. I like Georgia. I may take the money line. I really don't think Alabama's that great, especially on the road. I sort of like Alabama's team, but I'm taking a doggy there. If you don't know already, we got St. John's, Georgia, Kentucky, Yukon, and North Florida in the chat for college hoops. Cavalier under, Pelicans, and Minnesota in the association. Fernando's in the house. Here we go. Premier League. The pen is out for some soccer. We need some soccer. Premier League. Premier League action. We got the Wolves versus Man U. Wolves money line and or over 2.5. That we're doing? Maybe. Is that one or the other? You don't know which one to do? Wish I had $2. Got 164. Crack. It shouldn't be a favor against the middle school girls hockey team right now. Oh, they were a $2 fave. That game is for February 1st. Okay. What do you think of Wake Forest and Pitt tomorrow? I kind of like Pitt at home. You're right. I don't know why I thought North Texas beat FAU. No, it was that because they were battling them the entire game, which is probably why you thought it was a win. They ended up losing a close one. But still, a game like that is a tough one to come back from. You beat SMU 68-66. The next game you play a 66-63 game, and now you're a touchdown favorite. Most of I keep fading Memphis. I don't know if I can put money on Rice, though. Yeah, Rice is a tough one, but again, I'm not a huge penny guy. And I faded him the other day, and I ended up losing fading Memphis. But Central Florida home's a trap, but I was sleep on it. May just jump on them. Baylor doesn't know defense. I'm a South Florida backer. I need if I'm going to get short little dogs at home, I'm going to look to play them. It doesn't, we've said this since the beginning of the season. Michael B says, Warriors are going to win. I could have thrown 100 away on them instead of the Sharks. We got NBA Warriors. Warriors beating Philly. Terrible Philly team. Robert says, I don't know if East Carolina is much. I don't know if I like East Carolina as much as myself. Maybe over the 138.5. Well, it opened at 139.5, so it's already moved down. So if you like the over, it might come back up in the morning when the numbers repop up. So I don't hate that. I always feel if you're going to do a total, I like to write the totals down when I see them. Whether if I get them down right away, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, see where they go to, and unless I really like it, I really don't bet it that early. But when I come back to do the late show, people start bringing up totals, or in the morning I'm going to do midday money. I start looking at totals again, especially in the morning time. I'll redo them like 9 in the morning, go back over all the lines, and I see the opening switches, how they up or down, and I've said this before, Robert. I don't know if you've been here when I've mentioned it. You mentioned it's 138.5. Like if this tomorrow is 136, 137, still lower than the opening number. I'd say, okay, I think the more group people are betting overnight lines than the everyday man or woman. So if you like the over, I think you're all right because it's come down, but the number opens at a number for a reason that the books think it should be. And they're smarter than the average person betting. I'd wait on this one. I'd wait, see where it is in the morning, and then decide. Always write down the numbers at night and look at them in the next day. You have to. You have to, especially on totals. And they could get tricky because it could be the old head fakes. Sometimes these lines move a lot of points. Like I says, I want to bet UCF at the bounce house with Baylor off 3 straight losses. That's a tough look. All those ranked teams that look too easy. One tonight, so tomorrow maybe you want to bet against. It's those things you never know. One day could be a win, next day could be a loss. Do they balance out? Maybe over the course of a season, you're going to have some more wins than losses betting against them. I just got to stick to how I make my money, Mike. Like if I'm Baylor's lost 2 in a row, yes. So you want to come in and bet them again on the road? It's not like they're home. They're on the road versus a team that, they beat Kansas here. This team, UCF, has beat Texas. It's they could score a win. Not to come in like, oh, we're intimidated. Here comes Baylor. It's got to be like, you know what? We could win. We beat Kansas. You're a team and you beat Kansas, you beat Texas. You're feeling good like you could beat a team in the Big 10, Big 12, rather. Excuse me. All right. The Johnnies, Georgia, Kentucky, Yukon, North Florida. Cavs under, Pelly's 2.5 mini. Huge number. Midday Money's back tomorrow. And we'll see you then. Look at this. Might come in. Kansas is garbage this year. I think I might actually have to bet Houston against them at the Fog. Oh, boy. All right. Let's see how that works out. Kansas is garbage. Might have to break the pen out for that one. Or you might remember this yourself. 83-54 tonight, Kansas. Big win. I'm out of here. I'll see you tomorrow.